Today I am delivering on an ACT National Coalition agreement to reform New Zealand's health and safety laws and regulations. I heard that while larger businesses may be able to afford to hire dedicated health and safety professionals, small businesses in particular can struggle to get the information they need to ensure they are compliant and can also struggle with the costs of compliance. One of the first changes will be a carve-out for small, low-risk businesses from General Health and Safety at Work Act requirements. Health and safety obligations from these businesses will be limited to providing basic workplace facilities and only managing critical risk. And finally, these health and safety reforms could not be complete unless we do something about the road cones. I've travelled across the country to hear health and safety concerns, and at nearly every meeting someone raised the issue of a sea of road cones. My colleague, Minister Bishop, is overseeing the NZTA side, which involves bedding in the new temporary traffic management guide to achieve a more efficient and risk-based approach. On the Worksafe side, I'm going to direct Worksafe to confirm and provide guidance on instances of road cone over-compliance. There will be a hotline for the public to report on excessive road cone use they may find out in the wild. Having Worksafe focus on this will be a culture shift for the agency, but it signifies the broader direction this government is taking with the health and safety system.
Yeah, it's just symptomatic, frankly, of a country where we're just not getting things done or built. And just drive around on the weekends. You know,
Yes.
We drive around on weekends, we've got whole lanes shut down with cones everywhere when it doesn't need to be that way.
Yes,
Sorry.
Yeah, happy to take that
Hang on.
question too.
And with staffing and manning the road cone hotline and the road cone action, whatever you set up, be more or less than the cost of the road cones?
It'll be a lot less than the cost of the road cones, Claire.
The cost of the road cones pilot will be funded through baselines that Worksafe already have. But what I would say is this is a really important work program for Worksafe. We know it's got a range of factors here. There is, unfortunately, a feeling and a sense in the community that road workers are annoying, that the road cones themselves are annoying. But we do want to reduce harm and make sure that people working on construction sites and working on our roads are safe. But at the moment, we're seeing so many road cones that there's a confusion as to the point of them.
What do you mean by people think road workers are annoying?
Well, everybody sees a proliferation of road cones. I've talked to road workers.
You said people look at road workers and say that they're annoying.
Yeah, I've talked to road workers as part of my health and safety roadshow around the country, and they do get
Road
abuse.
workers' comments on cones, not road workers themselves. So
Yeah, they do get abuse from members of the public because there's a confusion about why are people seeing so many road cones. Part of this is we want to reduce the costs to business and getting things built in our economy. This will deliver on that. But secondly, it's really important that people understand the purpose of a road cone is actually to keep themselves safe from a construction site, and it's also to keep the workers safe.
What currently is happening in baseline that will be cut or not happen in order to fund this through baseline?
I would expect all of the work program will still continue. We have a focus currently at Worksafe to focus on areas of significant harm in our manufacturing areas, our forestry and construction, as well as agriculture. All of those activities will still continue. I have a lot of faith in our workplace inspectors continuing that work. But this is really about an overarching shift that I expect of Worksafe over the next few years, working towards more upfront guidance. We know that people are over-complying, such as small businesses, because they're afraid they're not doing the right thing, so they're doing too much. And so we're making that small business carve-out so it's really explicit what small businesses need to do. But in the case of the road cones, it's the same problem.
Would you concern if any of that resource came from like forestry monitoring, for instance? I think New Zealand has some of the highest fatality rates in forestry in the world. And forestry is one of the deadliest jobs anyone can do. Are you concerned that if Worksafe pulls some of the resource out of forestry and into road cones, then you'd be putting forestry workers' lives in danger because of the government's antipathy towards yellow government?
No, I actually have great faith that Worksafe can do it all.
Australia currently has 11 inspectors for every 100,000 workers. We have 6.4. Australia has almost twice as many inspectors as us, but we have twice as many deaths. You're suggesting that those things aren't related?
Well, I'm saying this is why we're looking into health and safety reform.
Do you think increasing the number of health and safety inspectors relative to the number of workers and workplaces would improve workplace health and safety?
I think it's a very good question. Look, over the last few years, the number of people employed at Worksafe has really gone up. It's really, really gone up.
But we're talking about those frontline inspectors.
Frontline.
No, that's right.
Exactly. So what we have tried to do as an organisation is streamline and refocus the efforts. Why is it that backroom functions have really, really increased? The outcomes are still
So that doesn't
poor.
entirely answer my question, though. So would increasing the number of workplace health and safety inspectors relative to the number of workers and workplaces improve health and safety?
I think it's a very good question.
I know you've said that, but that's what you said before. So what's the answer to the question?
No, but I think it does actually come back to our health and safety reform.
Will your consultation include ways to reduce the number of workers who die from workplace-related diseases in New Zealand?
I would expect so.
A worker is 15 times more likely to die from a workplace-related disease than in an accident. Obviously, so much of the focus for health and safety in particular goes on the accidents.
Absolutely. And I think that is an issue that we do need to look at.
I will quote to you from your briefing as an incoming minister, quote, organisations inspected by Worksafe have lower rates of serious ACC claims compared to non-inspected organisations. Our inspectors do valuable work that prevents work injuries and deaths. Again, 6.4 per 100,000 compared to Australia, which has 11 inspectors per 100,000.